Tigger pods. Let me see if I can get this focused for you guys so you guys can see what's in the bottle exactly. Look at how many pods are in there. It's just, I figure it's like thousands of pods. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is Hugh with Prolific Breed. Today we got a special package coming in from Reef Nutrition. They have a Instagram page and they were doing a giveaway for 6K followers. I followed the directions and I just simply tag a couple of my reef buddies in there to let them know about the giveaway, and lo and behold, I won the giveaway. And it's about a week later and Chad at Reef Nutrition packaged up everything and he shipped it out. So let's see what's inside. Alright, so I totally forgot what's in the package, but it's a pretty big giveaway, like multiple bottles. And Chad reached out to make sure that I would be home to kind of be able to kind of accept the package. Because it's like 2-day shipping. Because it has a lot of the live copepods and I think Tiger shrimp or something like that, but let's see what's inside. Got instructions here. I'll read this in a bit. I think it's more for the apex pods. It's just like extra warning to not refrigerate them because they're alive. But let's get this in. Let's get this open here. Now with Reef Nutrition, so far the only product that I've used from Reef Nutrition is the Phytos. I got that bottle, or I tried a couple of those bottles for my anemones, only because my supplier, the first guy who sold my rainbow, or no, the first guy who sold my rose bubble tip anemone says that all he fed them was Phytos, and the Phytos allowed them to split and multiply. So I was just following his directions and I bought the Phytos just for my anemones. Check out what's in here. Chroma Boost, another packet of Chroma Boost, and we got 2, 4, 6, 8 bottles of Reef Nutrition. Let's see. So we got Phyto Feast. This is the product that I'm used to. It's just for feeding your corals and anemones. All I do is squirt some into the tank every now and then so they can kind of absorb the nutrients. It's been working pretty well for me. All of my anemones are pretty happy with the Phyto Feast. So next down the list is apex pods. And here is bottled on the 18th, so like 2 days ago. I can't even see anything in here. See, I got 3 bottles of, yeah, they're so small and my lighting is pretty bad. I got 3 bottles of these apex pods. They're 100% aquacultured, copepods, perfect for direct feeding, culturing, or stocking new tanks. I know just the spot for these pods. I'm going to put them in my refugium. So I turned down the flow. Next is Tigger pods. And you could totally see these guys here with the contrast and the lighting. There's just a bunch in there. I'm gonna be dumping these guys into the refugium as well. I got 3 bottles of these. I'll split them between the Red Sea Reefer and the Lagoon 25. And we got Oyster Feast. It's a pretty good roundup of Reef Nutrition products, and thank you again, Chad, for hosting the competition and sending these out. These are all so fresh from about 2 days ago. Today's the 20th, and they bottled it on the 18th. So let's read up on some of this stuff right here, and I'll share with you guys the information. But I kind of have an idea of where I want to put these pods, and these Tigger pods and these Apex pods. I'm gonna just dump some into the refugium for the Red Sea Reefer 350, and I'll put some of them into the main display tank itself. So let's get there. So for the Apex pods, directions are to pop the cap open and acclimate the bottle to room temperature. Before adding the Apex pods to your aquarium, turn off all of the pumps and lights to allow the animals to hide in the substrate so that they can evade predators. That's for the Apex pods. So I guess I'll pop the caps open and then we'll wait. Now for the Tigger pods, it says Tigger pods are active at room temperature and can be refrigerated for longer storage. Peel back the label for more detailed directions. Let me see what else is back here. Upon arrival, you may notice the Tigger pods aren't very active. This is normal when cold shipped or cold stored. As the bottle warms up, the Tigger pods will become more active. It is not uncommon for a few of the oldest copepods to die from old age. The Tigger pod in your bottle are a combination of adults and juveniles. This maximizes the likelihood that they will reproduce. Prior to adding the Tigger pods to your tank, allow the bottle to warm up to room temperature. Also adding the copepods to your tank when the lights and power, basically the same directions as the Apex pods. So we're gonna let these guys kind of warm up to room temperature, and then we'll add them to the tank. But there you go, you guys could see all of those Tigger pods in there. It's just a bunch. Let me wipe off this condensation so you get more clearer picture of how much you get in this bottle. Reef Nutrition. This is a 6-ounce bottle, and it's jam packed with Tigger pods. Alright guys, I'm back a couple hours later. I just went back to work, and then today's pretty cold out and it's raining here in California, so room temperature is pretty cold. So I thought I'd just throw in the bottles into my sump so they could get temp acclimated. So here's the tank again. I got 3 of those air cups in there, and the anemones are staying. The middle one, he bailed out and I caught him and put him back in. We'll just keep on doing that until he just stays. But the top 2 I added with the anemones on the top rock. And I added some pond matrix in there just as a substrate, just in case if they want to latch onto a rock versus glass kind of deal. But here's my sump, and here's my refugium. I kind of dialed down all of the flow in here, but I guess I'll turn it off completely and I'll dump the pods in. Here are the pods. Like I said before, the temp today in California is pretty cold because we're getting rain and all of that. So I figure I'll just put them into my sump so they get the temp acclimated exactly to whatever my aquarium is at right now. So I have everything hooked up to Alexa. I'll just turn off everything. Alexa, turn off auto top off.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off main pump.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off Wavemaker 1.
Okay.
Alexa, turn off Wavemaker 2.
Okay.
If you guys want to do something like that, I have another video on how I set that up. It's just two power strips that are smart power strips. It's connected to Wi-Fi, and I programmed it with the Alexa, so it recognizes my voice, and then whenever I'm doing a water change, I can easily just do voice commands to turn off everything. But here is the Tigger pods. Let me see if I can get this focused for you guys so you guys can see what's in the bottle exactly. Look at how many pods are in there. It's just, I figure it's like thousands of pods in there. I want to pour it into this refugium to kind of populate it with the pods, and hopefully they reproduce, and then I can pull them every now and then out of this refugium and just put them into the main display, or if they overflow out and into the sump, they get sucked up into the main display so the fish can have like a little treat and all that. So my intentions were to pour this entire what do you call this, container into the refugium right here so they can do their thing and kind of reproduce in here. I have pond matrix in here at the bottom, and there's a lot of nasty stuff for them to eat if they want to eat it. And I have Chaeto in here. I started out with a little golf ball size piece of Chaeto, and with the algae and all that, I just started leaving this refugium light on 24/7 to combat the algae in the display. Now it says to turn off the lights, but since I'm filming, I'm just gonna leave the lights on, and then we'll dump it in right now. See how it goes. You guys see all those? My kids are with me right now. See all those little bugs? It's called pods.
Daddy?
Yes.
The polka dot almost went in the other side. Can I show you a picture?
There goes all the pods, and hopefully they find their new home and just keep repopulating this refugium. You can see them all over the wall already. I guess they eat and pass out algae through their system. But I was reading up on them, and it says they like to eat the phytos. So I'll be dropping in phytos into this refugium here and there. You can see them all attached to the wall right here. I'm gonna empty this whole bottle into my refugium.
Wait, I see the box.
There goes the whole bottle. It's in. And it's crazy how many pods are in there. They're just swimming all about, and you can see them all on the glass right here. Now, Reef Nutrition, they also gave me Apex pods. These guys are way smaller, and I had to hold it right onto the light to see them, but then this camera would not even capture. This camera would not even capture what they look like. They're so microscopic. But I'll pour this whole bottle. You see, if you guys could see that through the light right there, you could see those little pods. They're so small, but this bottle is just packed with it. I'm gonna pour this whole bottle into the refugium also. Just like that, instantly, this refugium is thriving with pods. My hope is that they'll just reproduce and I'll have an endless supply of pods in my Red Sea Reefer 350 system. So there goes 2 bottles. I got 4 more. This Tigger pod bottle right here, you could see how jam-packed it is with even more pods in here. Look at that, it's just crazy, and they're super active and fresh. When Reef Nutrition shipped this out to me, I guess they packaged it that same day they shipped on the 18th. Today's the 20th or the 21st, and they're all here. Just check that out. Look at how active they are. For these guys, I'm gonna throw them directly into the tank. I'm just gonna put my arm into the, should I put my arm into the tank and then just like squeeze them out right onto the rocks? Can you hold this for me, please? Got it. I know the wrasse is like gonna go crazy right now. See, he's like always on the hunt for little bugs and things like that, and then all of a sudden I'm squeezing in millions of pods onto the rocks. You can squeeze them up top like this, and then they'll settle in, find their way and kind of settle in with the rock. I'm bare bottom right now, so I think usually they'll settle into the substrate and kind of hide, but my hope is that they'll get into the rock crevices and everything. Let's see. Now I got 3 more bottles left. I think I'm gonna go to the Lagoon 25 and then put some in there. All right, we're right here with my Lagoon 25 right now. The white lights are on, but I still think it's looking pretty good. This is the first reef tank that I had, and I enjoyed it very much, enough to get the Red Sea Reefer 350. But this tank is also bare bottom. I have all of my flow off right now. You see all the torches, like really happy. I'm gonna put the pods in from the top. Little squirts here and there. I still have this aqua clear going off a little bit, but it's not too turbulent. We'll get back to the Red Sea Reefer 3. Just gonna add the rest of the contents of the Tigger pods into the refugium, because I feel like this is the best bet for me, because this refugium, I just want them to reproduce, and then I can keep an eye out for what's in here and how it's doing, versus inside the main tank. I think all the fish are just gonna gobble them up because they're gonna get hunted down. But in this refugium, they're pretty safe, and then they can reproduce and everything.
Go play now.
Gonna add the apex pods, another bottle in here. And then I'll add the last bottle of Apex into the main display for the Red Sea Reefer 350.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's really satisfying just to see these guys all over the glass like that.
Yeah.
They're big enough that you can see with your naked eye. Alright guys, so this is top view. I could see all of the little pods swimming about, and my yellow wrasse right here is just having a great time gobbling them up as a treat. I kind of knew that would happen. Being in the display, they're gonna get hunted down. That's why I try to put them right where the rocks are, so they could just like off the bat hide from the predators. But I'm really excited with the refugium now, because it's just packed full with the apex pods and the Tigger pods. Tigger pods are making me really happy right now, because they're big enough that I can see with my naked eye, and there's just a ton of them on the glass, and they're super active, and they have a red hint of color to them. Makes them very attractive little bugs. I want to thank, you could see them all about the glass right there. I want to thank Chad at Reef Nutrition again for sending me these great products for me to put into the Red Sea Reefer 350 and the Lagoon 25. And congratulations to Reef Nutrition for 6,000 subs. If you guys are on Instagram, check them out at Reef Nutrition. I'll put a link in the description. They have a lot of great content and great products for the reefing community. If you guys like this type of content, be sure to hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. I'll be sure to update you guys on the progress on this tank as well as the Lagoon 25, and I'll be sure to update you guys especially on the refugium and how this Tigger pod and apex pods do here, if they reproduce, and if I see this population sustained and everything. I'll be interested to see what happens. But until then, I guess I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.